Alright, so I got a few questions regarding a clip I posted a few days ago where basically I'm improvising, but in the middle of improvisation I go into more of a chicken picking kind of thing. And you know what you can do to develop that. Basically I did this by being very lazy during my teen years. I practiced a lot, of course, but sometimes I ended up in front of the TV, just an unplugged guitar and no pick in sight. So instead of getting up there, I would sit there without a pick and just, try to find stuff that sounded cool to my ears. And that's basically where it started. And then it just developed from there. And then the more I worked on regular hybrid picking and also finger picking, it sort of helped my sort of very non-regimented chicken picking type stuff. And the difference between hybrid picking and this kind of chicken picking sound is that hybrid picking, at least when I do it, I try to disguise string changes basically, so I can go. It's easier to make the string changes a bit smoother and all that stuff. But so I try not to dig in too much in the strings or under the strings. But this is the complete opposite because you kind of want that sound. So I'm really digging in here because that's where the sort of sound comes from. And I basically use my thumb for downstrokes, for a lack of a better term, and then these two fingers. And as you can see, what I do with my pick, I just tuck it in here. And again, it's nothing that I really worked on. It just happened by itself by the fact of me doing it. So it's not that difficult. If you have trouble with it, maybe sit like this for a while and annoy your friends and family, but after a while it's very automatic. And as far as something to try playing with this stuff, I like this one. I'm in C here, but it works in any minor pentatonic or major as well. But I'm basically just doing this double stop bend. So I'm starting here at the 11th fret with my pinky, 10th fret with my third finger, and then I bend that up to 12 while keeping this stationary. So. And if I want to play something a bit faster here, I use a lot of legato because this is not really proper finger picking in that sense. So, but you can get away with it with some stuff. And that kind of thing where I play here, I go get that half step between the 9th and the minor 3rd, which is a really cool sound. So anyway, just experiment with it and then try to find out what kind of sounds you can get out of it. So it's basically how I developed it myself. Just sitting around, playing around with it and finding, what sounds cool. So definitely not something you would sit with a metronome necessarily. But technique-wise, it's just these two fingers again and my thumb. And if I want to play something that's more notey, I usually don't do that really because that's not the point here. It's more of a getting that grittier type of sound that you don't get with the pick necessarily. Not as easy anyway. Oh, and final thing, you can actually get some cool ghost notes. This one's like a pick rake. With a bit more rhythmic control, I feel. So So play around with that, have fun, and see you in the next video.